is Sunday, June 17th, and you know what that is? It's Father's Day! Well, greetings everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Gary's One-Man Army. And I'm your host, Gary Dorman, and like I said earlier in the beginning of the show, this is Father's Day, and I want to wish everybody a good Father's Day. I'm hoping that you're enjoying it with your son, daughter, or the kids. I hope you're enjoying it with your father and mom. Sorry. Unless you're the ones that are actually taking care of your kids, that's a different story. Happy Father's Day to you too, even though that's kind of weird. Hey, you had Mother's Day. You had your turn. So, today has been a pretty interesting day. You know, we've been doing this build up for the past couple of days, and I actually been learning how to do this show on the fly. So, it's been pretty interesting, to say the least. I mean, think about it. I've actually did a couple of montages and did that title screen. That actually took a whole lot of time to do. A lot of headaches, a couple of aspirins, and a couple of ahs later, and I finally figured it out. It took me all that time to actually get it by, of course, watching YouTube, which I've been searching on the internet, going for screens, trying to make a good title screen. With all that time, the show I'm trying to make on YouTube, I actually could have found, on YouTube. Wow. We weren't born that intelligent, and sometimes it takes me a while to actually learn. Oh well. Sometimes it happens that way. So, back to Father's Day. There's a lot of people out there that have fond memory of their father, like mine. I love my dad. Now, we really do get a chance to talk more often, and it was a lot of disagreements here and there, but I really do look up to him. And there's just a lot of good memories there, and kind of tend to think of him as my inspiration as I was growing up. I mean, he's the guy that really made me realize that there were a lot of stuff in my life, and probably your fathers have been a lot of stuff in your lives that have become your inspiration and really began to see and make you develop into the person that you are today. That's what I'm going with. That's how I feel. I love you, Dad. I do. Yeah, I love you, Dad. So, moving on to other things, I hope you've all been checking out comments or looking on to questions or ideas on YouTube. Following the comment on below there, again with the finger, I just point down there. It just looks wrong doing that. I really got to stop watching those shows. It's just wrong. It's corrupting me. It's really bad. So, what I want you all to do right now is send me your best father-daughter or father-son moment on the link there, and probably on the next show I'll read it, even though it probably won't be Father's Day after that. But, it'd be nice to read, to have some nice fond memories and reminisce on times when you grew up and you knew your father. I mean, not really knew you know what I mean, but it would be nice to actually reminisce on those times. Reminisce on those times. Those good times. Well, that kind of ends that, and we move right along to the phase of One Fan Nation Q&A. I want to say for the record, back then when I was talking about my dad and I said I did love my dad, I do love my dad. Little typo there. Sorry, Dad. I love you, man. I do. So, This is where we start Gary Norman's One Man Army, One Fan Nation Q&A, where you ask me questions, and, well, even if I'm wrong or not, I'll give you the answer. And we start with the first question, first and only question of the show. I mean, again, this is still building up, but, you know, it's nice still to have a question. And this question actually has something to do with what I like a lot, wrestling. And seeing that I'm an avid wrestling fan, you'll see that during the show I'll probably put in a couple of wrestling plugs or a couple of my impressions if possible. You know, just send a comment to let me know when I should stop. I tend to get crazy. So, let's start with the first question from Simwolf. How long do you think WWE will last when the superstars keep getting suspended and or injured? That's a pretty good question. You know, I've noticed a lot lately that a lot of them have been getting injured. I mean, you know, you can't help that because sometimes some of those wrestling moves that they do, they tend to hurt. I mean, can you see when a couple of months ago when I believe it was Wade Barrett that got injured? We haven't seen that guy since. And he took a nasty fall a couple of months ago on Raw. It was pretty... Wow. It really wasn't pretty, actually. And then we got these people that keep getting suspended for, you know, what was it? Drug policies. I mean, do they have in a WWE headquarters what drugs not to use or not to use? Do the superstars go to the doctors and go, well, gee, wait, before you do that, doc, can you give me something that doesn't involve this, and this? I mean, do they just say, okay, nobody even knows? I mean, it's kind of like, WWE to me is like going to school and, you know, taking a pop quiz. What do they do when you go to work and say, haha, well, guess what? Drug quiz. Ah, damn it. Now they know I'm going to take a orocorazone or cypamine and all this other stuff that I never knew that was really out there. I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of things, you know, if you want to go and take steroids and go and exercise and get yourself pumped up to the point where, you know, you'll be sleeping at night like this, then, you know, that's your business. And, you know, I feel that if the superstars want to do things like that and they feel it's their body, then I feel that's something they should do. But at the same time, at a coin flip, I can understand what, you know, WWE headquarters are doing, you know, especially with all the incidents that have happened couple of months prior with, you know, injuries and, you know, taking drugs. We don't want them to think that taking drugs is the right way. I mean, yeah, some of them have to because, you know, have you seen these matches, like TLC matches, the steel cage matches where people are bleeding, well, probably not bleeding now because they've cut that out. As much as I don't like to gripe about the past and the future, I mean, you know, seeing that I'm a father now myself, happy Father's Day, cheap plug, you know, you don't want your kids exposed to that stuff and watching all that stuff, you know, bleeding and people getting injured and stuff like that. We don't want to train our kids like that. But at the same time, we tend to miss that kind of stuff that I grew up on, that the adults grew up on, you know, guys my age, 35 plus. We miss that kind of stuff. But, you know, we don't want that for our kids, even though they're going to learn it at some point in their lives, which they tend to. They get smarter than us as time goes on, way smarter than us. I know my son is. So, moving on, keeping on focus on the question here. How will WWE survive? It will survive. It normally does. Usually their formula is basically, if people start to get missing, hey, we'll bring back some old guys from the past and, you know, we'll open arms in that until eventually they come off suspension or get vacation time. Or we could just watch Diva matches for the next couple of months. And we know how great they are. Ugh. Come on! Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the show, and, you know, I put more, but I need some more material. So, like I said, this is an experiment gone awry. I think I've actually done pretty good as far as the show goes. Building it up to be, something interesting or something not interesting, I'll leave it up to you. Like I said, leave your comment on the YouTube page or the Facebook page. That will be on the bottom. Again, with the finger. I can't help myself. So, have a good Father's Day. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Thank you for watching the show. And have